Of Yakubu's removal, 1 member abstained and 5 members were absent. Presenting the report of the Committee on Judiciary, Public Service Matters, Public Petitions and Conflict Resolution, the Chairman, Right Honorable Davis Etta, said after initial deliberation through resolution number 031, suspended the Yakubu for 90 days to allow for a thorough investigation by the committee. The committee added conducted an investigative hearing attended by the leader of council, Elizabeth Imbim, other ward councillors, and the director of general services and administration, representing the head of local government administration, all of whom gave testimonies according to the vice chairman who was absent at the hearing wrote to the committee requesting another date on grounds of ill health, even though he was reportedly seen at a political rally where he publicly defected from the All Progressives Congress to the African Democratic Congress. The statement concluded that the removal followed due legislative process and reflected the Assembly's commitment to accountability, discipline, and effective governance in Ogoja Local Government Council. I did my Ecom Local Government Council in Cross River State. I think I've visited Ogoja once or twice, and let me get your thoughts on the story first of all before we dive right into it.
I think the last part of the news, or whatever they brought, summarize why he was removed.
Okay.
Was the misconduct. At least if you are saying gross misconduct, it should have been spelled out. The only misconduct that is spelled out there is he was seen at political event where he openly defended to the African. So that's why that his removal, the gross misconduct, might be due to political reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, due to political reasons. They take 90 days to go and rest while they look into the matter. One is part of the world. Once you are removed and attack of opposition, it's difficult for you to go back. So within me, this I don't see the possibility that 30 days is part of the gimmicks and part of the caricature procedure of trying to build hope where there is no hope.
It seems that his impeachment process was done in absentia.
Yes, it was done in absentia because even the hearing they called, he wasn't there. Another thing is, they said he followed due process. And you know, in my country, due process, even when ultimate illegal process, as far as you are in the room, yes.
Let me ask. We find out that it seems the local government level of how to put it now, the local government is highly upheld. Why don't we see such level of thoroughness included into other legislation?
Local government, we talked about autonomy, and we are not seeing it being practicalized in Nigeria.
Okay.
Local government autonomy is only when maybe the person is anti. That's the local government. If local government was fully autonomous, there is no need of removing a local government's vice chairman. Should have internal affairs. The local government has its own legislative arm that can take care of such things, but they are not autonomous. So when we talk about it's just that government, the eye on them is just because of political interest.
Okay.
It's just political interest that makes it look as if there is stern and strict oversight on them from the arms. Because of political interest, they see it as a way wherein they can make a way where they can connect to the grassroots, a place where they are shaded.
You mentioned local government autonomy. That move has been Actually, we've had a back and forth movement on that local government bill becoming a law, and I would love to. Why do you just mentioned that our eyes seem to be on local government, but are they finding it difficult to approve the local government autonomy, or most states are finding it difficult? Yes, let me use that. Most governors are finding it difficult to effect that, put into effect that bill.
The issue is, if you are talking local government autonomy, the only state in Nigeria that local government seems to be very much autonomous is Lagos.
Okay.
Apart from Lagos, talk of Abuja, but when we talk about Abuja, Abuja is totally a state that's a governor. Abuja's local government election is being, what we call local government election, is being conducted by INEC that conducts the national elections. So, states and local government autonomous being effective until there is unbiasedness, there is sincerity, and this mind of let's make Nigeria work by the political class, because local government has been a puppet which they sip and siphon fund make for the public. If local government is operating well, some of the cries, because it brings development closer, it feels the pains of the people, it can relate to what the people need. Like, that is the government at the grassroots. The grassroots wherein it can easily assess the people here from there, operate with them, and look into how to. Now, local government is having this in revenue. What might now, what and what has been done with the revenue so far received? Have executed. Not the other day, one of the local government police was buying this thing and was dancing to. So local government has been a tool in the. That's where godfatherism plays out more. If you hear when people are crying about structure, they are not talking about it. They see local government as their structure, wherein their placenta have been buried for them to control the local government structures. Because let's end it there.
All right, thank you for your opinion on that story, Mr. On to the next story. Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo has commended the successful conduct of ward and local government congresses in the state. He disclosed this in a congratulatory message to members of the party across the 239 wards and 21 local government areas of the state on Monday. Ododo said the peaceful, transparent, and widely accepted conduct of the congresses is a clear demonstration of the unity, political maturity, and strong internal democratic culture that define the All Progressives Congress in Kogi State. He said that the adoption of the consensus approach in most areas further reflects the collective commitment to harmony, inclusiveness, and the greater interest of the party above individual ambitions. He expressed profound appreciation to Bola Tinubu for his purposeful and courageous leadership of the nation and the APC. He also commended the National Working Committee of the APC for the seamless coordination and supervision of the congresses, adding that their insistence on due process and strict adherence to the party's constitution once again confirms that the APC remains the largest and most organized political party in Africa. The governor also commended the State Working Committee of the party for their cooperation and hard work, which contributed to the success recorded during the exercise. He congratulated those who emerged to steer the affairs of the party at ward and local government levels for the next 4 years. Before we go to Kogi State, let's look at there was FC poll. We have reverse by election, and then down to the FC poll, we found out that the APC made headway there. And now looking into Kogi State, would you say election of what we call the people's mandate, or still the same song that's been sung in recent time, the political party in power, exercising their power?
When we talk about election, for us to have free, fair, and credible election in Nigeria, the spices and the ingredients needed, opinion that the island should come from the and not being appointed by the presidency.
Okay.
If I appoint you, I don't know the agreement we've entered before you have been appointed. So, after after for some time now, one of the former INEC commissioners has been crying how he wasted days in service in the INEC, and even though I know I was at the end of one of the elections I was in Akwa Ibom where he displayed it. So FCT election, I was just asking myself something. The Senate presented the ICT, if we could win the Senate, does it mean that our local government couldn't win an election?
Okay.
So what changes within this short period of time that our own, I'm not even talking about the generality of the FCT, but what happened when the local government to which she belongs? I ask, there are many things that are on in my head, but by the Nigeria, everything is possible. It's possible to Kogi Congress. Congress, this is an internal party. It's not a contest between two political parties. So we don't expect it to be a do or die affairs. And another thing that APC is very careful. APC is trying to tread with caution because of they don't know what position is planned. So this will lead to the adoption of consensus most of the places, so that people don't end up balkanizing the structure they are building. But in the true sense, this to reflect the 2027 election, I see a very mean possibility of the opposition winning the presidency. A very mean, it's mean, thing for them to win the presidency. Because the way our political, I'm one person that fights for history. We should go back to our political. Let's go back, study our history. The president that was won in Nigeria is Goodluck Jonathan.
Okay.
And what happened? He has a region that was fighting based on certain things that were done. Person like Ibrahim from South, River State is fighting you. It's like the seat of power of the South.
Okay. So
if River State is fighting, you can win in River State, but before they send a signal to the national. So apart from him, the sitting president has all the apparatus, the arsenal, the government has all the ammunition in his arsenal to launch the election. He has the manpower, the technical power, the wherewithal of what to do.
So you're saying the opposition party seems not to stand?
The opposition is, they are, I don't think from my analysis as it stands for the presidency. So something might be cooking that we are not aware of. Okay. Until when what is being cooked is served on the table, for us to see if the meal will be hot for the opposition or the meal will be pepperish for the incumbent party in power to eat. But the true reflection of 2027 election, we can put it to what has happened in FCT and the Congress in Kogi. There are two different things altogether.
Okay. Let me ask you what your thoughts on. I had a guest on one of the episodes of Atn Politics who said that the INEC chairman won't be able to do much because it's coming to with that template. Let me get your thoughts on that story.
Yes. No, well, people that hold the INEC chairman hook on sinker would have been if the Electoral Act allowed the real-time transmission results that people were fighting for. Okay. You know what it means? It means that whatever is being voted at the polling, so anywhere the BVAS doesn't work, election was not held. But with this now, the usefulness of incidence form. I've been involved in few elections and I understand even when we brought incidence form the first time that we use incidence form, we know the usefulness incidence when it comes to. So system has already been there. He didn't introduce the beavers. He didn't introduce the IRF before he came in. I see little or nothing about it. And another thing is that if you try to go against the system that brought you, against the system was Jiga, and because he has the northern conglomerate backing him.
Okay.
Currently now, the INEC is losing it by himself. But another thing is that for INEC chairman to work effectively, that is where it's that is that wasn't to our electoral some time ago that I was trying to do a study in Nigeria starting from 2024 down to, from the little fact I've got it, our elections, they have just one pattern and one flow.
Okay.
Our election has just one pattern and one flow. So if that same pattern and that flow is still operational, we have a say when it's in it. But once it leaves the polling unit to the majority will have their say. But those who have will have their way.
All right, book of time. Let's move on to the next story. Thank you for your story of the Adamawa State House of Assembly, representing Girey State Constituency. Alhaji Abubakar Abdullahi has resigned his membership of the People's Democratic Party. Abdullahi on Tuesday presented his letter of resignation on the floor of the House during plenary. The Speaker, Mr. Bathia Wesley, who read the letter on the floor of the House, wished Abdullahi well in his future endeavors. Abdullahi in his letter cited the crisis in the PDP as his reason for resigning from the party. The Chief Press Secretary to the Speaker, Mr. Bernard Hailemada, told newsmen on Tuesday that 5 more members were expected to submit their letters on the floor of the House on Wednesday. Last week, Adamawa State Senator representing Adamawa South Senatorial District on the platform of the PDP, Senator Binos Yaro, dumped the party. In a letter addressed to his ward chairman in Mayo Bewa local government area of Adamawa State, the senator said his decision was based on what he described as the fractured state of the party at the national level. Senator Yaro is from the same senatorial district as former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who is expected to contest for the presidency on the platform of the ADC. A source close to the senator told newsmen on condition of anonymity that Atiku had assured Senator Yaro of his return to the Senate in 2027. On Thursday, the Adamawa State PDP Publicity Secretary, Mr. Victor Dogo, told newsmen that all PDP National Assembly members would follow Governor Amadou Fintiri to the All Progressives Congress, APC, or any party he defects to. Let me get your thoughts on this development.
See, I'm saying he's a man of the people. He's the man that cut across different political spheres of our nation. So I think it's time for him to go back. If you want to contest on the platform of ADC, first your son left you and joined the APC. And from what you are gathering, the son is the one leading Relax Tinubu's area in the senatorial district in their region.
Okay.
So I said senatorial district in the northeast. So look at the situation in which your son is the one confronting you. I'm just trying to see how it's going to be. You are campaigning that we fix Nigeria. Your son is saying that he cannot fix Nigeria. Support this man. Now in the states that you are has been linked to APC, say what I. How How many of the House of Assembly do you have? How many of the reps do you have? How many of the Senate do you have? So the local government, how many do you have? Look at sending a very wrong signal to them and to those who are critical in their analysis about the person that want to aspire to be the president of Nigeria on another party platform. If you don't have your people supporting you, how possible could that be? What could be the reason? So him defecting, though the party is defecting to, has not been well spelled out. Resigning from the PDP, but we know their resignation from the PDP always been to the APC. Leaving a PDP, you go, and I'm crying for PDP because I don't know what made them to die. Let me die. They were alive. At least they gasping for breath. Okay. Now it appears all hope PDP has been lost. People are no longer having that confidence, that flow, that enthusiasm of aligning with the PDP. So APC now becomes the place where anyone that is seeking re-election, because they know that once you're APC number one, you are 4 steps ahead of any opponent you are having. You have your party in power. You are the people whose hands are the handle of the knife. So you can wave it wherever you want to. But governor, I just see a political language or whatever party is the governor wants to affect to. Man, the governor has been linked to APC, and we go to the APC. Let him go there. That's where all the governors are going.
As let me ask. I'm trying to. I'm asking because someone might be watching and wants to understand. Okay, what would be the navigation of the political landscape in 2027 elections? Let's pitch the electorate, the party, and the candidate.
Yeah, you're right. Nigeria should grow beyond party to individual. But we are still in a democratic environment where party plays a major role.
Okay.
Even the individual, let's take 2023 election for instance. The movement that represented the masses, the electorate, but parties supersede even that movement. Okay. I said something earlier. Those who have the power, we have their way. The majority who has to do with the majority who are the electorate, they will have their say. So until Nigeria moves from this system, and that's why agitating for some transfer money, we can stay in our house and do businesses. That means we can do all these things effortlessly. Okay. But because of the technicality of our political landscape and the understanding of our people about rigging, biased electoral procedures, certain things will not be allowed. But in the real sense, individuals should come before party. And that's why even if a party is to choose a candidate, is to elect a candidate, to bring out a candidate that will represent them, they should look at the individual first before considering the person you feed determine how far you can go in that election. Okay. But we live in a nation where
we are going to place the electorate in this
electorate is that we have electorate who are hungry. But in a democratic setting, power belongs to the people, belongs to the electorate. The electorate, they have the power to vote you, they have the power to recall you, they have the power to vote you out. Okay. So we are truly the owners, the carriers of the power. But for some time now, our electoral system has made us to feel our persons who are in the green chamber, the red chamber, the Aso Rock, the government houses, the local government quarters, the assembly quarters, they are with the power. But it's high time that consciousness is awakened for people to know what they have, know what they can do, and how they can do what they can do. All
right, because of time, let's move on to the last story. A governorship candidate of the 2024 Edo State governorship election, Olumide Akpata on Tuesday said he defected to the African Democratic Congress to team up with Peter Obi, a former LP candidate in the 2023 presidential election. Speaking at the ceremony to receive him at the ADC Secretariat in Benin, Akpata noted that he joined the party to add value to it. Akpata was received by the state chairman of the ADC, Kennedy Odion, former governors of Edo State, and leaders of the ADC, Chief John Odige Oyegun, and Professor Osahemen Osumbo, former senior chief whip. Alongside Labour Party presidential candidates in the 2023 election, among others, Akpata, who was handed the party card by the state chairman, said he took the decision to join the ADC after Obi joined the party on December 31, 2005, stressing that he joined the party to add value. Akpata, who expressed gratitude for the warm reception, thanked the ADC for the belief in new Nigeria and also the obedient movement for their steadfastness. We are ready. We spoke about the lawmaker in Adamawa State who was, according to the story, article about that he will gain his seat is reserved for him. If I'm to say that, we are in about saying he joined the ADC. I believe he joined because of Obi. Now let me ask: are we not looking, leader calling followers to join them wherever they're going to?
Yeah, if we must have followers.
Okay.
There is no leadership without followership. And if you look at the ADC defection now, most of the defection has been in favor of Obi. So, without mentioning words, we can say that the person with higher structure in the ADC now is Obi. They have the senators in the ADC all there because of Obi. When he defected, how many senators left with him, defected with him? How many reps member defected with him? So this one, a former governor, the candidate, has defected. That's what we are talking about. And I understand that Obi is now moving into the politics. Before he wasn't playing the politics.
Was it playing?
It wasn't playing, but politics has to do with lobbying. You lobby people. So, and I want the ADC to be very technical about what they are doing. This defection, I came in to synergize with Obi openly, unequivocally. He's saying it, he's stating it. It's Obi that made it. It's not any other person. So, if you want to win an election, you have to have a person who has a structure that cut across board. A structure that contains both the women, the men, the youth especially, and the Obi cut across this. Now we have the village movement, all because of Obi. Who are amongst these people have their own movement that are on the streets, in the communities, in the FGAs, in the states that are fighting and looking out, sorting for them. So that defection is better for the ADC, but there are still more to be done.
All right, Mr. Lebara, I think we're out of time, and I would also thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thank you, Mr. Michael.
Thank you for coming. I will look forward to seeing you.
It's always a pleasure to be here with
Thank you for being here. And this is where we wrap it up on the episode of Atn Politics. And don't forget, we're open for sponsorship of this program, jingles and adverts, placements, news and events coverage, personality, society, and political interviews, products, service promotion, and commercials. Watch us live on www.atlanticnetwork.tv, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, on Apple TV channel 205, online Eurocode TV. Connect with us on social, subscribe, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X at Atlantic TV Net. And don't forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Favor Chief Michael.
The board, management, and staff of Morrison Media Group presents the 2026 Anniversary Celebration Lecture of Morrison Media Group. Theme: Media's Role in Shaping Social Change.